have provided share access. Share once you are able to. Yeah, we are able to see. Okay. Are you speaking something? We are unable to hear you.
So now,
Yeah, now able to. Yeah.
sir, here we create first linked list, sir. We just push the elements into the linked list.
Okay.
Then after, for reversing the list, we create here class, sir.
Mm.
In the reverse method,
Mm.
for the single linked list, previous is equal to none.
Mm. Okay.
And the current element is equal to hit data, sir.
Okay.
So here condition current is not none.
Mm.
We obtain next is equal to current dot next, sir.
Okay.
If the current data is 0th index, then it will be 0 plus 1, sir.
Okay. Mm.
We consider two elements, sir, 0th and 1th index, and we swap here.
Mm.
And the condition goes on till the current is none at the end of the list.
Okay. So here there are 4 statements are there. Can you explain by taking an example?
In while loop, sir.
Correct.
Sir, if the linked list is 1, 2, 3, 4, the current data is 1, sir.
Okay.
So here next is equal to current dot next. That means next is equal to 2.
Okay.
And moving forward, current dot next is equal to previous one, sir.
Okay, what is previous?
Initially, previous is equal to none.
Okay.
So for the next, we consider none, sir. And then after, we swap here. Previous is equal to current. In the current, we obtain 1, sir. 0th index value.
Okay.
And then current is equal to next. Here the next is equal to 2, sir. Because current dot next is 2, sir.
Okay.
Like that, it goes.
Okay. Cool. Then what is the head equal to previous you have mentioned?
It is.
Why it is mentioned?
So if that head is equal to previous.
What does it mean?
Previous is equal to 1, so head becomes 1.
So now head pointing to?
1, sir.
Okay. It will pointing to 1 only till then?
No, sir. It will. Here headwind points to none, I think.
Okay. Okay.
It is outside the loop.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Ramesh. Thanks for the explanation. Sampriti, you also can you unmute and explain your approach?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Can you share your screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yeah, clear.
Sir, I thought just printing the list in the reverse order, sir. That's why I took the recursive function. Firstly,
Okay.
I declared the structure, sir, in which the data part and the point address part it contains.
Okay.
And after inserting the nodes I'm calling a recursive function for printing the elements in the reverse order.
Okay.
Then in this, the head node will move to the next node, and again recursive function is called. Then again it will move to the next node till the head node reaches null. Then if it reaches null, then it returns. By returning, it will print the nodes like if we give 1, 2, 3, then it comes to 3, 2, 1.
Okay. That is fine. Like you are moving towards the end and you are printing, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But what about the pointer? I mean, what about pointering here? I mean, did you tracking it back to like reverse order? I mean, whether initially the head will point to the next and next will point to that next, like 1, 2, 3. It will point 1 point to 2, 2 point to 3. So after this function, is it pointing to 3 to 1? I mean, 3 to 2, 2 to 1?
No, sir. I thought the question is just printing in reverse order. Just only I wrote for that. But
Okay.
now I realized after that you are told to print to make the list in the reverse order.
Yeah. Okay. No issues. You tried it. Very good.
But I can do that also, sir. I will try.
Sure.
But I thought the question as printing the list in reverse order. That's why I wrote this code.
No issues, Sampriti. But you tried it. Very good.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Let me share my screen for the remaining people to explain. So what is this? So if you see this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. After reversing the one, I mean, we need to get the list like this: 4, 3, 2, 1, and the first one will pointing to the null. We'll see how we can achieve this one. Sir, can't we just access the list elements and store them in an array and print it from the back? You can do that one, but my intention is not to print the elements directly. I mean, whether it is reverse order or ascending order, descending order, I don't want you to print the elements. I just want you people to learn what is the internal functionality of that one, like how we can reverse it. Suppose in the Java or Python, if we said directly reverse or directly sort, how it is internally working, I want you people to know about that one. My intention is not to reverse the elements. Suppose if I want to reverse the element, I can use directly shortcuts. That why I need to store the elements or do something. Got it? Okay. So let us see how the code will work. Let me put it in a. Okay, we'll see this one. So yesterday we have created in a linked list, right? So for that only, what we are doing reverse operation, right? So what we will do, first initialize the current and previous to the next pointers. So same like what is a Sai Kumar, right? Ramesh explained, right? In the same way, first we will create 2 pointers, and the first one will pointing to head, okay, and the previous will pointing to null, and next will also pointing to the null. So while current not equal to null, that means until the current element is not pointing to null, what we are doing, the next equal to current next, nothing but, so initially current will be head, that is nothing but 1, right? After that, while entering the loop, 1 is pointing to 2. Suppose if we take the example of 1, 2, 3, 1 is pointing to 2. That means current not equal to null. I mean, since current equal to 1, right, it is not equal to null. That's why it entered into the loop. And next equal to current next. What is the current? 1. And it is pointing to 2. That means current next equal to 2. So here current equal to 1, the next equal to 2. Now we'll see how we can reverse the node pointer. So if you observe this one, current equal to 1, next equal to 2. Initially 2 is pointing to 3, but here what we will do, first whatever the pointing thing, we will reverse it. So let me take an example. 1 is pointing to 2, is pointing to 3, is pointing to null, if we observe. So as of now, current equal to 1, next equal to 2. What we are doing after entering to this loop, in the first iteration, what we are doing is we are making 1 pointing to 2 only, it is pointing to 3 only, it is pointing to null only. But in this step, what we are doing is, not in this step exactly, here the first iteration, what we are doing is, apart from this pointing to this one, we are making this one also pointing to null, nothing but previous equal to null, right, initially. So you are making 1 also pointing towards null. So like this, in the first iteration, it will be looks like this. After that, we are moving previous equal to current. What is the current value? 1, right? So that will move to 1, and current equal to next. What is the next? 2. So initially we are at 1, but now we are at 2. Again we'll check while current not equal to null. So since 2 is not equal to null, again it will enter. Next equal to current next. What is the current? Actually 2. Current next is nothing but 3. So again what happens? Current next equal to previous. So initially we said that previous equal to current means 1. So now current equal to 2. 2 dot next. Actually, if we see 2 dot next is pointing to 3, but we are saying 2 dot next to point to the previous one. That means instead of it is pointing to 3, 1 pointing to 2, it will point like this. Sorry. Similarly, what happens? Again, it will increment. It will go to 3, and current dot next is null, as we know that. After this one, instead of 2 pointing to 3, it will point to 3. After that, it will look like this: null, 3, 2, 1. As of now, it is good. But next we'll see. Next we will see that whether current is not equal to null or not. Since after 3 we are having null, we will break out of the loop and making head equal to previous. What is the head initially? Initially head is 1, but now making head equal to previous. What is the previous after this loop? Nothing but 3. So since we are making it as head, it will be pointing, it will be recognized as the first address. That's what happening even in the Ramesh. I said last statement. What is that means? After completing the loop, how we made the first pointer to pointing to the null, in the same way we are making that last node is pointing to head, so that when I say head, instead of giving 1, it will gives me the 3. That's what happens. Is it clear for everyone? Or you want me to execute in Eclipse? Is it clear? Okay, only one set. Clear. Do you want me to explain remaining guys, or you will try, since code is also available, right? Or you people will give a try? Okay, think it's better to give a try. Okay, for 1, 2, 3 null, previous equal to 3, so 3 is stored there. Ramesh, can you unmute and explain me what is your exact question?
Sir, outside the loop, we assign previous value, no sir.
Correct. At the end of the loop, the last value will be stored in the previous.
So their head points to 3, no sir.
Correct.
Okay, sir.
Execute it. So Rahul, didn't you understood or you want me to execute it? I mean, if you understood, you can try it on your own, right? Or still you want to execute and see the result? Okay. Because here code is clear. We are doing nothing, just iterating through the loop and pointing to reverse order. That's it. Just give it a try. Even still you didn't get it, tomorrow ask me. I will definitely execute in front of you in the debug mode so that you will understand very clearly. Okay. This is what about this question. And next question, yeah, this one, yeah. Next question is nothing but given a linked list, check if the linked list has a loop or not. So loop or not, nothing but suppose if you're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, when any node pointing to the address or the pointer where it is already present in the linked list, then it will forms a loop. That means even if you travels infinitely, it will be in that loop only. So how to find that whether the linked list has a loop or not? So I want to hear the solutions from you guys, at least approach how we can do this one. Anyone who wish to explain their approach, unmute yourself and answer the question. I will give 1 minute. If no one answers, then we'll go for the solution. Using array to store elements and compare them if same there are loops. Okay, we'll compare it, Vinay, but what to compare? Values, you mean? If an element repeats again and again, or if an element appears second time while traversing. Okay. Okay. Okay, you want me to find out, I mean, search the values. Sir, what traversing mean? Traversing is nothing but, going through the chain. Traveling from one to end of the chain. Traversing is nothing but. Check for repetition. Of course, we'll check for repetition, but values, right? You mean to say? Yeah, iterating the mesh. Check for repetition. Okay. Based on your points, I will tell you one thing. Suppose consider this scenario: 1 pointing to 2, pointing to 3, pointing to 4, pointing to 3, pointing to 2, pointing to 3, pointing to 4, pointing to 3, pointing to 2. Is this an loop? Is this list having any loop? Tell me now. Is this list having any loop? Now, is this having any loop? Okay. How can you say it is having loop, Vinay? On what basis you are saying? Oh, since it doesn't having anything, you want to say, okay, 3 pointing to 4, 3 pointing to 2, pointing to 3, pointing to 4, Now pointing to null. Now tell me. Now I have removed 2. Okay. Still, if we have 2. Mhm. Okay. Now, still we have 2 to link also. Is this a loop or not? Anyone can unmute and explain their approaches instead of writing and wasting the time. You can unmute and explain your approach.
So there is a loop between 3 to 2, 2 to 2, and 2 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
2 to 2 is a self loop, sir.
Okay.
And 2 to 3 is again going back, and from again 3 to 2 will come, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
So,
in that case, can you tell me one point? Can linked list can store the duplicate values or not?
linked list values can be stored, I think.
Okay. What I have written is that address or values.
Values.
So you said we can store duplicate values, and in the same way I have stored some duplicate values. Now how can you saying that it is having loop? I didn't mention any address over there.
Okay.
You got it? You got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. If it is pointing to same address, then we can say that it is having a loop. If it is pointing to the same value, means it doesn't mean it have a loop. So instead of comparing the values, we need to compare the address. Okay. Okay, from Sriram, it is a loop, can be stored. If it will not store duplicate values, then the question does not exist. Oh, it will store the duplicates, but it may contain the loops. And it can store the duplicates, it doesn't contain loops also. 2 scenarios exist, Sriram. Got it? It is based on the address. But nice, everyone is answering. So let me, okay, tell me how can we store the address, and what is the better way to store the address, and can say that immediately in, okay, whether I should traverse through each element until end of the loop, or what is the better way? So how many of you know the hash concept? Hashing technique? How many of you know? No one answering, or I'm not able to hear. I think no one answered, right? Okay. Let me tell you some brief about hashing technique. What is hashing and how it works? So whenever we are creating any class or any object, the Java or any language will create a hash code for that object or for that node for that class. So in the Python or Java, we are creating class, right, for the node. So for every object or for every class, Java or Python will create a hash code. Okay. So what is the hash code here? Then hash code is nothing but a unique identifier for that object. So if you see the C language, we are having pointer concept, so we can store the address. But when compared to this one hash code, how it I mean in the Java Python, we don't have like pointers like arrow pointer like this. We don't have. Then how can we achieve this one? Simple. since we are creating class, for every class there will be unique hash code. So whenever you are creating a class, you need to implement the hash code method in your class so that it will act as a unique object whenever it is. So what happens means, whenever you are creating a class, node, it will create a unique hash code for this one, and node 2, node 1, same, one more unique hash code. Like this, for everything it will store the hash code. So what we will do, so how many of you know the hash map or hash code or hash table will store only unique elements? How many of you know that? Anyone know about the hash table? Hash table, hash map, the collection framework of Java, or maybe in the Python also will be having. Yeah, okay. So since it will store the only unique elements, we can use hash table, right? Chalo, then we will use that one. We know that it will store unique elements. So here we're having our approach is Floyd cycle finding algorithm. Here what we will do is traverse the linked list using 2 pointers instead of pointing to the head and still traversing to the end of that one. What we will do means move the pointer to the slow. One is what can I say? The one pointer name is slow and one pointer name is fast. If these 2 pointers meet at the same node, then there is a loop. If pointer does not meet, then linked list doesn't have loop. Pointer stores the address of a variable. Are you agree? Agree or not? Pointer stores the address of a variable. So we are pointing to 2 pointers and we are moving towards right. So whenever they meet, that means address is same. So when the both address slow pointer and fast pointer having the same address, then we can say that it is having loop. Otherwise, no. We'll see how exactly. See here, slow pointer and fast pointer both are pointing to. Are you able to see this one or not? Is it clear now? Can anyone confirm? Are you able to see this diagram? No, yes.
Yes, sir. We can see.
Okay, increase this. Okay. I hope now everyone able to see. Okay, cool. So initially slow pointer and fast pointer is pointing to 10 only. After that, what we have done, what is a fast pointer means? It will traverse one step faster than the on every iteration it will move the one step ahead of slow pointer. Suppose if slow pointer increments one time, fast pointer increments twice, in such a way that what we are doing is slow pointer will pointing at 15, but since it is incremented twice it will go to 4. Next slow pointer will pointing to 4 and fast pointer will over here, and like that, whether it is a big one or small one, we can loop it like this. Once they reach the same position, or once they have once they have the same thing, we can say that it is having a loop. This is one approach. Otherwise we can store the address of these things in a hash table, and we can say that whenever hash table while storing returns the 0, it will return 0 if and only if it is duplicate element. So that means when we are storing the address of that elements, and if we are getting the duplicate, then we can say that it is a linked list having loop. Is it clear? Here we are just moving faster than, I mean, 2 pointers faster than that one, and we are checking it. But we have one more approach also. I mean, it is in the C language, but if you say that Java or Python, you can use the hash code concept. Is it clear for everyone? Anyone having any doubts? So we can stop and we can discuss it. Clear? Okay. What about remaining people? Only Sampriti clear? Or remaining also clear? What about this remaining 190 guys? I think only I see 4 to 5 people are answering. What about the remaining 190 guys? Are you guys listening? Not understanding? Or you just open the session and went away? I'm not getting, only getting few responses. Means are you guys not interested or what? Are you not at getting anything? Let me call out some names. Bharat, Navyasri, Ravalika, Harshita. So I see many names. Okay, good. Let it be. It's based on your interest. No one will force you, right? So it's your future. Okay, cool. Let it be. So it is clear for everyone, seems. Okay. Next question is, given two lists stored in increasing order. Next, create and return a new list representing the intersection of the two lists. The linked list should be made with its own memory. The original list should not be changed. Suppose if you're having the linked list, like first linked list 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and the second have 2, 4, 6, 8, we need to return a new linked list which is having the intersection part. So the elements of 2, 4 are common. Okay. Okay, I think it's straightforward question. And also in the second example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and having second linked list 2, 3, 4. So instead of returning the second linked list directly, we need to create new one with its own memory and we need to return it. Okay. So any approach guys from yours?
So like using while not next is not equal to null, and we can see if the exact elements, like if they are sorted in increasing order, then they can be same. So, like we can that won't be possible. We can try array storing and seeing if the elements are same. We can locate those elements in the list and we can say that these elements are intersecting with both the lists.
Okay, after that one you need to return a linked list. Again you will form a linked list with an array?
Yes, no sir. Again we'll create a new linked list and store those which are same in that and return that list.
Okay, cool. Okay, is this Ramesh answered or someone?
Vinay sir.
Vinay, okay, cool Vinay, thanks. Let me show you problem statement again. Yeah, see this Ramesh? Maybe you will get your approach also. Anyone else? Any other approaches? Any other short ways? Any other efficient ways to fix this solution? Because suppose here you are saying 3, 4 elements only. If you assume that if it is having the thousands of elements, what is the best efficient way? So what are these things means exactly? So when you are having, I mean, when you are going to the Java or Python in the future or any time, you will be having these methods commonly like the linked list. Yesterday I have displayed, right? Linked list we can create directly from the Java. So there you will be having sort, reverse, is containing, or different methods are there. So how they are working internally, if you know that, then utilization of that will be very efficient from you guys. Like you will know when to use what. Okay, I would like you people to solve this problem and come with your approaches tomorrow. Not only one way, get with the best and efficient way to find out the intersect part of the linked list. Okay, I would like to you guys to come up with a best approach way other than traversing. I have written over here traversing only, but I would suggest you, okay, you can use the traverse, but efficient way than this one. So I'm explaining my approach also, but I would like you guys to come up with a best approach than this. So I'm getting the two nodes, two linked list. I'm checking whether both are not equal to null. If both are not equal to null, then only I'm entering it. If both are equal, I'm just pushing it to the new node new linked list that I have created. And if it is, we are just incrementing it. And if anyone is having less than data, both, not or equal, then what I'm doing, I'm moving if A is having less than data, I'm moving this one towards right. Otherwise, I'm moving B towards right. Like that, I'm checking it. So that means indirectly I'm traversing it. I would like you guys to come up with an best approach. Okay, and tomorrow we'll discuss some more problem statements. So today is Sunday, so have some fun and come up with new approach. Thank you guys. Would you like to explain this problem, or you after once you come up with your approaches, we'll discuss it? What you would say? Is that else condition is correct? Even if it is not correct, you can solve it by tomorrow. Okay, you want this PDF? I will send after the linked list concept is over. Okay, once we are moving to the next topic, I will send this PDF to everyone. Okay, so that you can have some reference. So if I send over here, it will be having all the question and answers. You won't listen and once you see the solution, you feel that, okay, this is the solution. Okay, I get it. Got it? Yeah, Ramesh, try with your own approach whether this else condition is correct or not. You can take the screenshot of this program also and you can try. Got it? I think everyone has their, they have the screenshot option in the phones and laptops. Take screenshot of this one and try whether it is correct or not. Even though if it is correct, I want you people to get it the best approach. Okay. Thank you guys. Happy weekend. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Any questions before closing the session? Let me wait one more minute. We'll see is there any questions. 8:47. We'll close. Yes or no? Any response? Clear. Okay. Cool. Thank you guys. We'll meet tomorrow.